I'm going to show you how to create this logo look in Canva. I'm going to start with a blank page so we can start fresh from the beginning. This is the font that I used. So first I just typed it out how I wanted it, aligned it to the right side. I just felt like that looked better. And then I wanted to make it big. So what I did is I pulled it out to kind of where I liked it, but then I didn't like the amount of space there. So we'll come up here to spacing and you can just use this slider to increase or decrease. And I just decreased it to where I felt like it was good. Visually, I felt like I liked it and it made sense. Just drag it out a little bit, take a look. And yeah, I think that that is about good. Now we want to add the check. So what I did is I actually have this check mark as an icon. It's part of my main brand. And I have it loaded and I just grabbed my check mark. And this does have a background on it. It's white so you can't tell, but it does have a background. So I'm just going to click background remover, get rid of that. I do this all the time, so that was a pretty quick. And then obviously you can tell these are different colors. So I want to change the color of this. And I love this trick in Canva. I use it all the time. And I hit duotone and then custom. And here it gives you your highlights and your shadows. So what I did is I grabbed the hex color code for the color that I wanted, which I have loaded into my brand palette in Canva, so I just have it right here. And then I came back over. If you click on shadows first, you can put in the hex color code that you want. And then let's go to highlights, and I'm going to do the same thing because I want it to be all one color. And boom, now I have my check mark in the color that I'm looking for. So then I started to line it up and kind of just like pull it to the size that I wanted it to be. And as you can see, it's just behind the letters, which is fine. I also could change the position here and move it to the front if I wanted to, and that's also kind of okay. But what I really want is for the check mark to go through the letters. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to do this in a couple of steps. I'm just going to move this over. Actually, I'm just going to duplicate the page. I'm going to take this off so that I just have the letters. And what I'm going to do, I'll make it a little bit bigger to make it easy. What I'm going to do is actually export this page as an image. So if I go share, download, just hit the drop down for pages and just do the current page. And I'm actually going to do it with a transparent background. Not totally necessary probably, but it's just going to make the whole thing easier. So I'm going to download that bad boy. And then I'll come over here to uploads and I'm going to upload that image in here. Okay, cool. So now we're just going to work with the image. I'm just going to grab a new blank page. Image, great. And I'm just going to resize it a little bit. Cool, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it because I already know I'm going to need 2 copies. I actually think I might need 3, but we'll just start with 2. And I'm going to bring my check mark over here. And again, I'm going to line it up where I want it. So I kind of want to make sure that the bottom of the check mark aligns with the bottom of where it says club. And it pretty much does. So I think that's good, but it's kind of big. So I'm just going to make it smaller and then move it over again. So it's just kind of where I want it to be. Maybe like right there. Now, again, you can see it's just in front of the letters, and that's not totally what we're looking for. So I'm going to take my duplicate image of my words, and this position I'm going to put in the front. Okay, so now we have the check, but it just looks like it's behind the text. Because this is an image, what we can do is we can slide it down so that it is not showing the entire image. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cropping the image that's on the front. So if I slide it down, Now we can see where this swish on the check has moved to be in front of the H. Okay, and then because I want it to also come out of the D, what we're going to need to do is duplicate it again, right? Drag that out of the way. You see how it's cropped. Anyway, I'm going to drag this over so it's not covering the D at all. That's totally fine. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take this other layer and drag it up. So now, basically what you can see is the check mark going through the D, behind the T, and in front of the H. So we actually used 3 copies, you can see in layers, we used 3 copies of that image and just 1 of the check to get it to look the way that we wanted. And then from here, I'm just going to group this, and I can make it bigger if I feel like it, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to throw it in the center of this. And now I can export this page and have that be an image, so I can use that as a logo and remove the background just like anything else. And that is essentially what I have here loaded into my brand. And now I can use that whenever I want.